Hi, welcome to today's video, guys, here on Buzzing Pattaya. Today, joining me is Martin Corson. How you doing, my man?
Very well, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Taller again, isn't you? Taller again. Anyway, so today, right, we haven't done this topic for a good couple of years, have we?
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a reintroduction to what we did, one of our first ones.
Got to be there. So today, you're coming out here, you've decided that Thailand is the place you're going to stay, that you want to live, and you want to rent somewhere first to get an idea about the area. But the problem is with renting, what a lot of people do, you make some common mistakes, and these mistakes can come back to really bite you hard on the backside if you don't take them into account. So Martin's kind of going to show his experience here and talk us through them all. Well, you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
You've been here a long time, and you are a very well-established company. You've been here a long time. So five things that people make mistakes of when they're renting a property. What are the most 5 common mistakes that they make that can end up buying them back?
I mean, the interesting thing about the 5 common mistakes, we get asked a lot of this on the Discord channel as well. Yeah, a lot of people there. I mean, it depends obviously on the person. Some people will try and, be adventurous and find a property themselves. I'm looking down all these different adverts. I'm going to make all the phone calls and I'm going to find a place for myself. Obviously, that's where most of the pitfalls can happen. Yeah. I'm not saying that, coming to an agent is completely secure and we're the absolute most fabulous. But of course, like you say, 19 years, we know what we're looking for, the pitfalls that can be made and everything like that. So, I mean, I would say probably the first one would be making sure that the property that you found, whether it's with an agent and they check, or whether it's a private advert on Facebook or something like that, is making sure that the people you're dealing with are actually the owner.
Right, yeah.
Because I know it sort of seems really quirky, but if you're going to start transferring money or passing money on or signing contracts with somebody that's not the owner, then it doesn't really matter how good any rental contract's going to be. You're not with the owner. So you can't take people to court or, you don't really have a leg to stand on. And sadly, certainly over the coming months, I would say that this is probably the number one thing to be fully aware of, because most high seasons, there are some of the bigger resort-style condominium projects for sure, where you're not dealing with the owner. Maybe someone's got a portfolio of 5 or 6 properties, or somebody that lives close to that resort has managed to find, 20 or 30 people that are happy to leave this particular person with the keys, to arrange rentals. I've heard so many horror stories of people arriving in October, November, December, January, turning up and not being able to make contact with who they've been, speaking to. Some people have been paying 2 months deposit in the first month's rent in advance. Sometimes, a special deal, pay 6 months up front, but turning up and then, the Facebook Messenger or the telephone or the line, boom.
Oh, we had that recently with that lady. Yeah, I mean, that was...
Yeah, I didn't want to say too much, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely happened. I'm not making this up.
No, I mean, you've been following the news not recent, probably a few months back now, but we had a massive...
There's been more than one.
Yeah.
So
so how do I check that they are the actual owner?
So we have to look at this on 2 hands. I mean, if you're going to go and try and look on Facebook groups or line groups or anything else, then, I'm not sort of saying we can't help you, but you've just got to be aware of asking these people, please show me the back of the title deeds or your ID cards up front before you start sending any money. It's never be the other way round.
Okay.
For example, to put it onto something that we would do as Cornerstone is, let's say we went out today and we looked at this condo that's on this TV screen. We've gone into the room, you're happy with it, you want to rent it for a year. Not in all cases, but a lot of times, whoever, the owner or maybe somebody that's controlling it will say, okay, well, pass us the booking fee as quickly as you can, and then we'll get rid of contracts and everything signed up for you. No. In Cornerstone Real Estate, no money is changing hands until we've done the contract. Yeah, contract first.
Yeah.
I'm not giving your money to a complete stranger without having something secure to say that, you're under any kind of contract.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because of the speed that properties are getting rented now, are like, quick, pay a booking fee, and they pass it on to the owner. But then if you never hear from them again, okay, I've written a piece of paper to say that, you paid a deposit and I passed it to them. I wouldn't ever want to be in that position if I was you. So, yeah, I mean, we would make sure that we will collect a deposit. We can show an owner that we've got proof of the deposit. I mean, we're doing one today from a US guy that's going to be coming here, but he's seen enough of Pattaya and he's booked online through email. He's sent 3 months deposit or 2 months deposit, 1 month rent in advance, and even just under 12,000 baht to set up a whole year's 3BB internet.
Okay.
We've got it. I've sent the owner the screenshot to show, look, we've got, 55,000 baht or what have you. Please send your passport so we can create the contract, and then you can come in and sign it. Then I'll give you the deposit.
So when people are paying money, I mean, just the thought process in my head now is if I was to pay via a bank transfer, and let's just say that the person that I paid to wasn't the owner and it all went pear-shaped, because it's a bank transfer, am I got more of a footing to go back to the bank and say, look, this was a fraudulent transfer, go to the police, say, look, can you get the money back out there? Put me in a better footing?
I mean, you'd have to talk to Peter about that.
Yeah.
In terms of title protection, to be honest with you, because, I've got my gist of it, but, again, we've got like the market visas, we've got Peter at legal, myself at property. I don't really want to sort of say too much and get it wrong. I mean,
if you're watching, let me cover that side. Let's cover that.
Thailand's a funny country, you know that you've done everything right, and it still bites you in the bum. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that sort of taking a phone to a bank and saying, I've just transferred money to here and it's a scam and everything else. I mean, you've got to go to the police first. Everything needs a police report.
Okay.
Oh, no, just don't make the mistake.
Okay, so we got the owner bit. What's another common problem? We're going to do problems today, so people won't make these problems.
Yeah, okay. What's another one? So checking the property, yeah. So obviously, again, with our staff here, we know that we are the main eyes and ears when we're showing different properties. If we're going to go and show a few condos, for example, I'll stick to condos, do nothing.
Okay.
But we'll go to sort of 3, 4, 5 condos. I mean, the first thing we'll tell you is, Trevor, if we're going through one and you don't get the feel for it, you don't get the feels, you're not really interested, let's just cut it and we'll move on to the next one.
But let's say I found one. I found one now.
But the point is that then we've got the time on something that you do like. So then you're going to wander around and go, yeah, I really like this, Martin. I'm really happy with it. I'm the one tailing behind, turning on taps, turning on lights, opening the showers, flushing the toilets, opening the curtain and see if they fall off. Yeah. So just sort of like move things about, just check, it's...
Going to take photos and videos?
Yeah, we would do that on the check-in.
Yeah.
But again, that's also a repeat of, the same process is just making sure, if we've been there, we know that there's a few light bulbs and there's like a little leaky bum squirter or something, contact the owner, make sure they're done prior to move-in, and then just repeat that process when you're checking in. Check-in's slightly different because, like you say, we're going to be there with cameras. We're going to take photographs of the pieces of furniture, of the pictures, inside the microwave, inside the refrigerator.
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, even like taking a photograph of the sink, especially the bathroom sink, because like sometimes when you check out, again, we're up to your standards of what you think. Oh, I've cleaned it. It's like, yeah, but it's not very clean. Look at the plugs. Look at the bits around like a white porcelain hand basin. This is what it looked like when you moved in. So as much as we do it, mainly for your protection as a tenant. Of course we do. It's also there is a principle of like when we get, because a lot of people don't like the idea of having to pay for like a deep clean when they check out. Assuming that it's been deep cleaned and it's beautiful when you're moving in, which is lovely. The owner is quite right to say, well, we're giving me back in the same condition. We do have little niggles here of, I say that one of them would be the level of the room being handed back. It's not clean. There's loads of little bits of hair behind the sofa and everything.
So I guess that will then come out of the deposit, won't it?
It would do. Yeah, exactly. But what we do is we try to be as diligent as we can from day one to take photographs of the sofa inside the refrigerator. So if the owner, for example, is saying, have you seen the state of the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wouldn't get to that state because when we go to check you out, we bring an iPad. So we're going through like this. Okay, Trevor, right, this is the cupboard underneath the oven or the hood or whatever, 6 plates, 6 cups, 6 knives, 6 plates, 6 cups. Yeah, okay, move on. Look, Trevor, this was the sink before you moved in. This is the sink now. So, if you're leaving now, then, okay, we're going to need to adjust something for having it clicked.
So there we are, guys. So the point being there is make sure that, you are aware of how when you move in, when you're moving out, and see if there is...
It's only fair. It just stops everyone from fighting.
I think one of the biggest problems that people will overlook is noise.
Noise from the tenant?
Or noise, yeah, so they are. They see this lovely place and they that's great, yeah, we'll go in there, and then suddenly they realise that of an evening there's loads of nightclubs open, it's booming and banging and crashing, and you think, oh man, this is what I expected. Because a lot of Thai clubs, people don't realise a lot of the Thai nightclubs don't have to go to about 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Because remember, the Thai staff are finishing work.
Yeah.
So now they want to go and have their evening as such, which is your early as your morning. So at 4 or 5 in the morning,
Yeah, they're still going.
they're still doing it. I mean, that is a
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're looking for a place in town and you're in like the sort of near Soy Bakawi, I mean, you just got to accept it. I mean, probably you're part of that as well. That clique of nighttime living and everything else. Obviously, if you're looking for more quieter environments, and we knew that up front. Obviously, Pratam Jom Tien is always a suggestion, or move out to the countryside and enjoy the complete peace of quiet.
Yeah, it was the east side.
Yeah, so you're right though. I mean, there's a couple of places and they have like snooker clubs or dogs barking, chickens.
Yeah.
I mean, chickens in the town very rare, but that's something that sometimes you can
Definitely over there, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, I had it because when I was staying over on near the train line before, everything was pretty. And then I had the neighbour from hell moving. And she was just awful. Like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, banging and crashing. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, on something like that, just by bringing that up, I mean, what in that scenario, it is a pain. But what you need to do there is create, I believe, 2 videos to prove the noise with the time, and then go down to the condominium to report it, and then to ask them for you to go to the police to make a report. I'm not going to promise that someone's going to be turning up the next day and like, hey, Ray, you've got to keep your noise down and everything. But I mean, there are different processes to things like that. And again, I mean, if someone's doing that, I'm pop in here and I can help you with the advice of just go this.
Well, you know what I did? I waited. I waited. Well, I moved in the end, but what I did, I waited till she went to sleep, and I was banging and crashing there just to get her up again.
Right.
We played a game of noise chess.
Yeah.
She won because I moved out. But there you go.
Better get you upgraded. So
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. So, in terms of other things, I mean, what other common things that you experience in your knowledge here about things?
Again, I mean, I suppose if you're using an agency like ourselves, then we've got the whole support over the 12 months.
Yeah.
So we're that place that you can come to. I mean, we're dealing with a house standalone, and they've got no water. It's a bore dam. It's a 50-meter well that they draw the water from, and they're yet having issues. So at least having us available that we can make phone calls to different people, plumbers, electricians. I mean, we've got like a couple of handymen that are fully qualified and everything. But again, if you're going out on your own, be aware that you need to know how to repair things. If the owner's overseas and you're just left on your own, then
With regards to deposits, let's just say I've moved into a property and now I'm due to move out. I've done my 12 months for argument's sake. When you move out, what's the given time span in terms of expect to get your deposit back, providing you've done your deep clean? It's all good and you think, yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to hand it back exactly as you gave it to me when I moved in. In terms of deposit, what time frame do I expect to get my money back?
Again, I'm starting this with like a come through us, go on your own.
Yeah, but this is one of the reasons why.
So I mean, the thing that we would do as Cornerstone Real Estate is prior to the checkout, obviously start having the conversation that.
Right.
Speaking to the owner, obviously we know, I mean, I'm not saying that we're perfect and we've got the best owners and, we don't have any problematic ones, but, through the whole industry here, we know the ones that are a little bit fishy. You could start to have a conversation month 10, with the owners of like, maybe you can, if they are holding a deposit, because we hold a lot of the security deposit.
Right.
So, because again, we were sort of saying to an owner, you're putting us in the middle as a position. We're looking after your property for 12 months and we're looking after the tenant. So at the end of the contract, we're going to be the ones, looking after whatever, the checkout process is. So I'd say we hold at least 50% of the, yeah, we do.
But that's good though, because that means that you're in the middle. So therefore, if the owner's got it, well, I'm not giving you.
Yeah, but
if you're in the middle, you've got it.
That is the explanation. I mean, we're not the owner. We are not, legally supposed to hold a deposit, but we just have these conversations with people. We give it to you. You go and spend it in 12 months' time. You've got to go, and all of a sudden your bank account, you feel that it's taking a hit because you've got to spend a deposit. But so if we hold it, then you just get the rent.
I guess one of the other problems as well is like if you do go via directly, then it's you and the owner's conversation.
Yeah.
And like mine said a minute ago, this is Thailand, and what you might perceive to be, well, no, you can't be doing that. Unfortunately, out here it can be sort of, well, taken on the jaw. So I think, if you go direct and you do find there's an issue with you getting your money back, you're pretty much left on your own, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, again,
very difficult.
It sounds very sort of, matter of fact, but from experience, we do see properties that have for rent signs on them. We make calls to these people because obviously we want to add to our portfolio, and a lot of the people will say it's okay, we don't deal with agents. There's a reason for that, and that's that they want to deal direct with the customer. They don't want the pressure of a real estate agent pushing behind 10 months later, or not even that, during the contract. Again, like something's gone wrong, and you're trying to get in touch with the owner. If they hide, you're either going to have to fix it and try and then maybe take it off next month's rent, but then they turn up and say, hey, you didn't have, I mean, you're on your own,
and also as well, like using an agent, some people think, if we go through an agent, they put the price up. But it does. It's exactly the same.
I mean, okay, I'll even put it on all cards on the table, basically, and when you actually consider it's quite small money. If you were a landlord and you came to me with your 15,000 baht condo, we will arrange all the professional listing photos, videos, drone shots, whatever, YouTube, Instagram, all the marketing to try and find a client. Okay, once we've secured someone that says, I'd like to make a booking deposit, we'll take the deposit, we'll create contracts. The contracts have been approved by Peter at Thai Legal Protection, and we'd create the contracts. We would get the landlord here to sign before we pass away any money, so that it's secured before we start paying money. During the whole contract period, you can call us and we will help to make any repairs or whatever needs to be done throughout the whole year's process. We charge the landlord 1 month's rent. So 15,000 baht.
Wow.
So that's just over 1,000 baht a month to look after that property for a year.
Yeah.
So
not a lot.
Yes, we get paid. It's really not a lot when you consider your 15,000 baht rent effectively could be 14, but it's 15 because over a year's period, Cornerstone are receiving 15,000 baht, but 1,000 baht for peace of mind. You've got somewhere to call, somebody behind you, somebody knows what's going on.
Well, I've been here 11 years, and during that 11 years, I've rented 3 properties, and one I went direct. It was a nightmare. There's a simple one I went direct. And the others I've used, other companies, and used mine as well. And the thing is, it is that peace of mind. It's just having that one phone call. And number one as well is if you are renting, not necessarily as the owner, English might be a Thai person, so you have a language barrier. Whereas if you use an agent, pick the phone, right mind, I've got a problem. What can I do? And then it's taken care of. So All right, well, it's been good. Thank you very much for that, mate. It's been good. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm not
sure if that was 5, but we got a bit in depth.
We got a bit. Yeah, we need to talk too much. On and on and on.
It's nice you giving me a chance to talk.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt. But all jokes aside, guys, listen. At the end of the day, if you are coming out here, a lot of people they come out and they fall in love with this country, which is very easy to do. It's a beautiful country. What I suggest you do is get in touch with mine before you commit to coming out here and saying I'm going to move out here. Come out here for the long term, 3 months, 6 months, a year. If you're here 6 months or a year plus, you get a good feel for the country. Come and see Martin and his team, and they'll find you a really good place to stay. And it gives you a chance to really settle down and see how Thailand really is, as opposed to a holiday view. It's more now I'm a living here view. But if you are going to rent somewhere, come and see Martin. Come and see Martin and his team down here at Cornerstone. If you look on the map now, you see exactly where we are. Come and see his team. We've got a great team up there, very professional, and you are in good, safe hands for sure. Right, thank you very much, Ryan. Much appreciated.
Brilliant.
That's it for me today, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video and found it useful. If you want any more comments, jump into our Discord. Martin's got a platform in Discord. He'll answer your comments and therefore you. So if you've got any questions on the back of this, please jump into Discord and have a look on there. All right, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. As I mentioned just a minute ago, jump in Discord. There's over 20,000 members in there. It's completely free of charge. Fantastic resources to find out about properties, all things here that are going on. If you like the nightlife, have a look at our Instagram account. And if you like the daytime beaches, hotels, restaurants, all that kind of stuff, then have a look at our TikTok. And if you want to support the channel, please become a member here on YouTube and then send us through an email, 247pattaya@gmail.com, and we'll send you access to our Discord only, members only. All right, that's it for me. That's it for mine. Thank you very much for watching. And please, as always, guys, wherever you're in the world, stay safe.